I just wanted to remind you that you can use my code UrbanSims upon checkout when purchasing any Sims 4 content via the EA app or thesims.com. By doing so, you're directly supporting me as a creator, and I can't thank you enough. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel for yet another episode of Let's Play The Sims 4 Life and Death. Today we're here with Brandon because I wanted to give you guys just a little more insight on who Brandon is. He lives in this tiny one-bedroom little apartment in San Myshuno. He travels every single day via the subway to go to his job in Ravenswood, which definitely can be challenging, but the rent here is so stupid cheap that it actually makes sense. He moved into this apartment about 5 years ago with his ex-girlfriend Adriana, and I would say probably about 2 years ago they decided to split. Unfortunately, the split was definitely a little bit messy. Long story short, Adriana just kind of fell out of love with Brandon, and she ended up ending things while he was at work via text message. The breakup came as a complete and utter shock to Brandon because he was considering proposing to Adriana. He was so in love with her. He introduced her to his friends, his family. So when she came out with the "I just don't love you anymore," he felt completely blindsided. It's probably part of the reason as to why he's so hesitant to open up to Opal, is because he's so afraid of having his heart broken again that sometimes it doesn't even seem worth it. There is one thing that Brandon is immensely thankful for, and that is the fact that Adriana decided to leave behind their cat Orange. Instead of taking him with her, he left them. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but honestly, it's been helping Brandon not feel so alone, especially living here by himself. And him and this cat have a bond like no other, and they keep each other company. And so I'm very grateful that that Brandon has Orange. Another thing, in case you guys didn't know this about Brandon, he is obsessed with Halloween. It is his favorite, or should I say, spooky day. It is his favorite holiday out of the whole calendar year. So even though he doesn't have a ton of decorations up just because we don't have a lot of room, he is so freaking excited to celebrate this day. It also just so happens to be Opal's favorite holiday too, and he has a little day for them planned because they haven't really seen a lot of each other. And he kind of feels like a little bit of a weenie for snapping at her the other day when she was talking to him about her new job. Since then, however, Opal has reconsidered rejoining the Undertaker career just for the sheer fact that being a Grim Turn is too much work than it's worth. And not to mention, she was starting to really excel in the Undertaker career. I think she was like on level 2 or 3 possibly. So is there anything else that I could tell you about Mr. Brandon? There's probably a lot of things. In terms of like his traits and stuff, he is a sim that is family oriented. He would be happy to have a child. He's gregarious. He's also a music lover, outgoing, and a little bit clumsy because he's so friggin' tall. Like, he's always stumbling over his feet. But going back to the whole family oriented thing, now, not to get like super deep into it, I definitely think this is why he was so hurt by the breakup, because he introduced Adriana to Alberto and Virginia, who have been married for 30 years. Like, they haven't wavered. They've been literally locked in for 30 freaking years. And he was hoping he too would be able to have a marriage like his parents someday. And just wasn't meant to be with Adriana, unfortunately. They also live in Chestnut Ridge on a ranch. So his dad's a rancher, an animal enthusiast, and also a romantic, which is probably why they've been so successful in their marriage. His mother is cheerful. She's so welcoming, you guys. It's crazy. Like, she just makes you feel good all over. And she's also family oriented and super duper generous. This is kind of random, but am I tripping? Wasn't this little candy bowl functional? Like, you could take a piece of candy from it. For some reason, it's not working right now, and I'm kind of upset about it. Maybe it's like the placement or something that is throwing it off. I'll have to worry about that later because we actually need Brandon to come in here and change into his costume. He decided for this spooky day he was going to be a gladiator. Last year he was a hot dog, and he wanted to go for something a little more you know, sexy. So this is his costume, and right now he's just playing on his guitar a little bit while he waits for Opal to arrive. Orange is taking a nap. Oh my goodness, look at, oh, must be a good one. She's got a lazy eye going on. Also, we should probably clean the litter box, and oh, it looks like we acquired the sinking skill too. I wonder what Opal's gonna be for spooky day. Geez, Opal, what took you so long? Sorry, Brandon, I was getting ready. You look amazing, by the way. Holy crap, look at her costume. Oh my gosh, I love the tights too. You can still kind of see her cowplant tattoo with the boots. She looks fierce. They both look so freaking cute. We just arrived at the fall festival and Opal is wasting no time. She came over to browse the stall because they have a few seasonal favorites like the fruit cobbler. I also think they have butternut squash soup, which just so happens to be one of her all-time faves. So I'm gonna have her come over and haggle because of course you want to get these prices down just a little bit, and then I'll let her order a bowl of the butternut squash soup. So let me just give you a very quick tour of this lot. I created this lot a while ago. It is called I think it's called like the Henford Fall Festival on the gallery at 102606. And it has a lot of fun things that you can have your Sims do. It's not too big in terms of its blueprint. I think it's on a 30 by 20 lot. So over here we have like a little bar area where you can get ciders and things like that. There's some family activities such as the horseshoe. And then there's also some tables over here where your Sims can carve pumpkins. Ironically enough, carving pumpkins is one of Opal's favorite traditions to do on Spooky Day, so we'll make sure that we have her do that. And look at these two over here pointing to like the birds in the trees. That is so cute. I love that. There's also live entertainment. Right now we have a pianist playing, and so you can have Sims come up here and they can busk for tips, or you can hire a instrumentalist, I guess. And then there's also this area over here where you can like sell your artwork, your paintings and things like that. And then of course, no fall festival would be complete without a pumpkin patch. Opal just got her bowl of soup and she was gonna go sit down next to Brendan when Cecilia stole her spot. I'm not gonna lie, she's a little salty about it right now. So she decided to go over to the bar and eat it there instead. She's so upset she wants to cry it out. I mean, she is gloomy after all, so I get it. Her emotions definitely waver, but I feel like that's just a hair over dramatic. Another thing I also noticed is that Opal and Brendan both like alternative music, so that's kind of neat. They definitely have something in common there. And I think Brendan's tired of hearing the pianist, so he decided to whip out his guitar, and he is definitely getting a lot of attention. People are just flocking. Wait, people and birds are literally flocking to him. Interesting choice of words, Jen. Well, I want to do some activities while we're here. So let's both have Opal and Brandon come over here and carve a pumpkin. I'm going to do a classic one. I'm going to do a classic pale orange pumpkin, and I think Opal is going to do something a little bit different. Oh, okay, so Opal actually has a few other options. She can do a ghost pumpkin, which I don't think I've ever seen before, and she can also carve a smiling pumpkin. I kind of want to do the ghost one. I feel like that is perfectly her, and we're also going to paint it white. Since this is one of her traditions that she favors, I kind of want to go all out for this. And then I definitely want them to get some pictures too, so that we can remember the special day, because it's actually been a lot of fun. We're getting a phone call from Valentina Nadir, and it says, you have been selected for the... Okay, we're not doing that. My love is not for sale. So basically, we just almost got casted for a love reality show. Actually, that probably would have been a really good idea for Opal to kind of get out there a little bit and date around. But I really do love what's happening between her and Brandon. Like, I really like it, but it's just so slow burning. I can't tell if it's platonic or not. I thought they were super sweet, but they weren't the right fit for what I wanted in a relationship. What did he ask her? He asked her something. What the hell did he ask her? I am so confused now. That is weird. Maybe they were like talking about past relationships and stuff, which would be really ironic because we were just talking about Brandon's ex. Okay, so I took pictures of Opal and Brandon, like selfies of themselves and just themselves, but I forgot to take a picture of them collectively, so I'll make sure I do that. But before we leave the festival, we had to make a pit stop at the beer garden. I also discovered that tonight is the full moon revelry. As much as I would love to bear it all in front of Brandon, I don't think we're there there yet. I did want to do something else on our list, is to go to the haunted house. Neither of them are particularly fond of haunted houses, but I think it'd be kind of fun just to go to one, especially dressed up in our costumes. The only haunted house that Brandon knows of is the one in Copperdale, so we'll probably have to head over there. And then he was asking Opal if maybe like she wanted to go back to his house for a little bit to have some sparkling apple nectar and possibly watch a scary movie. Opal cannot remember the last time she was at the boardwalk, but something about this place is just simply magical because she's feeling true happiness, real joy for the first time in a very, very long time. It was super cute because as they were making their way to the haunted house, Opal kind of stopped and took it all in, and then that's when she said, "I'm having such a good time. Thank you for encouraging me to get out." And Brandon responded with, "No, thank you, Opal. You are looking so beautiful tonight." Romantic satisfaction begins. Opal and Brandon have a strong romantic relationship and will now have independent romantic satisfaction levels. High romantic satisfaction will make maintaining romantic relationships easier. Low romantic satisfaction will make maintaining romantic relationships more difficult. Opal is feeling a romantic connection for Brandon and wants to suggest a date. Do you want this to happen? I feel like that's kind of what's been happening, but if she would like to make tonight an official date, of course, why not? I completely forgot that you're able to do different types of dates now, so we have two different dates that we can do. We can do the get to know you date, or we can do the romantic date. I feel like we have done so many get to know you unofficial dates that it just makes more sense to kind of lean towards a more romantic date, especially for how this night has been going. Even though this is technically a romantic date, I didn't want there to be a lot of pressure around romance, so I kept it very simple in terms of goals. So I chose be romantic and be friendly, and then also like physical intimacy in there so we can talk about physical intimacy, share interests, flirt. So in many ways it's still kind of like a get to know you date, but there's definitely a little romantic essence in there. Now on to the whole reason why we even came to the boardwalk to begin with, to explore the haunted house. So we're gonna go in holding hands, or actually just holding onto Brandon's arm, and hopefully we'll have a good time. The last time we've gone to one of these, it was absolutely freaking terrifying, and Opal's never scared of anything, but something about a haunted house definitely gets her heart racing. Okay, actually this time wasn't that bad. There was definitely a few jump scares in there, but I think if anything, it kind of just brought them closer together. So Brandon over here is kind of teasing her flirtatiously, of course. I think we should move on to the next thing. I forgot what these were called, but I think they're like swan boats or something. Anyways, it's like dubbed as a romantic ride, and I think that's kind of perfect for the occasion. So let's go and get in line. Hope it's romantic. Stop it. Stop it. Brandon had anticipated the cuddle carts to be romantic, but he didn't realize the effect it would have on Opal. With flushed cheeks and a coy smile, Opal looks like she might want to take the next step in the relationship. She closes her eyes and leans towards Brandon. Could it be that Opal is leaning in for a smooch, or is she just resting her eyes as a reprieve from all the sights and sounds of the attraction? Brandon has to make a choice. Does he commit and meet Opal halfway, or does he pull away and try to de-escalate the situation? This can't be a serious question. You know damn well Brandon's going in for the kiss. Somebody cue In the Air Tonight by Phil Collins, because he's been waiting for this moment his entire freaking life. Brandon decides the risk is worth it and closes the gap between the potentially expectant Opal. Success! Opal was definitely thinking the same thing, and the two have a lovely kiss that could potentially be the start of something really special. Oh my gosh, new romance dynamic steamy. It's awfully warm in here. Opal and Brandon can't seem to keep their hands off one another. Romantic partners with the steamy romance dynamic gravitate towards romantic socials with each other, especially physical intimacy. Would you describe the romance between Opal and Brandon as being steamy? Oh, absolutely, because I feel like there's a lot of pent-up energy that has been stored here. I just captured some of the cutest screenshots ever. I'll post them right now so y'all can see, but wow, what a interesting turn in events. Tonight has been absolutely incredible, and I have to say, hands down, their first kiss is probably my favorite first kiss moment that's ever happened in the entirety of me playing The Sims 4. I love that it happened on the Swan ride. I think it is so cute and perfectly unique to them. Now, it is getting extremely late. Like I said earlier, Brandon does have to go to work. He wasn't expecting for tonight to kind of go on as long as it has been. He does need to use the restroom. I'm probably going to cheat that really quick, but we are hungry and there's a couple venues still open. I'm thinking maybe we'll go over here and we'll order some ice cream just to cap off the night. Unfortunately, we're probably not going to go back over to Brandon's place and watch a movie because obviously it's like 3 o'clock in the morning and he has to go to work in 7 hours. So actually like 4 hours, somewhere in there. So I'm going to come over and grab let's do a chocolate cone. I definitely think Brandon is a chocolate cone kind of a dude. Now for Miss Opal here, I'm kind of feeling like she leans more towards mint chocolate chip or cookie dough. Cookie dough is my personal favorite, but we're gonna go for the mint chocolate chip, just to kind of cool things down a little bit. But this is really cool. I was waiting for their breakthrough moment and it finally happened. And it happened in such a way that felt not forced and truly organic. Like I could not be happier. I am over the moon. I think they're both over the moon. Look at them. They're so fucking cute. I'm sorry. I had to swear. They are so cute. I love this. Brandon, can you move so Opal can grab her ice cream cone? Thank you. Our date is set to end in less than an hour. So we have a couple more things that we need to do to get it to the next level. So right now I have like Opal discussing some interests. She's talking about like his favorite foods and things like that. We also need to have some small talk. So I'm going to go and queue up a couple interactions. It looks like Brandon got brain freeze. That's funny. Share nervousness about intimacy. That's weird that this would be under small talk because I kind of feel like this is a pretty big deal. Like super vulnerable of you, Opal, to talk about nervousness about intimacy. But hey, I'm going to have her do it. I'm going to have her do it because also Brandon's feeling the exact same way. Y'all already know his history in relationships. He is so freaking afraid that Opal is just going to up and out of here. And she kind of feels the same way. Like relying on people. Ew. Like, no, thank you. Don't want to do it. Not interested. Now, even if this date doesn't reach the silver level, I still think it was a pretty freaking awesome date. I think I'm gonna also have maybe Opal flirt with him a little bit too. I don't know if this is going to push it over the edge, but I'm trying here. We're gonna do a pickup line really quick. We're just gonna kind of speed run through these interactions because I do not have time to sit here and think about it too deeply. We'll compliment his appearance because he's been complimenting ours all night long. And one more small talk interaction. Let's do it. Can we make it? I don't know. We may not be able to make it. I'm gonna try though. Let's just go and I don't know, get to know him, brighten his day, ask about his day. No, we already know. We've been with him all day. How is talking about marriage small? Like, can we just please? Let's just talk about the weather. We're getting cold. It's time to wrap it up. I absolutely refuse to read this notification because right now it's telling me that our date kind of sucked and it gave me a box of tissues, which I'll totally take the tissues, but this date did not suck at all. Like, look at how happy Brandon is despite being absolutely freaking exhausted. I do, however, want to give him a hug and maybe even a little kiss goodbye. I don't want us just to walk off and go our separate ways. So let's just do a quick embrace. Oh, I just clicked on her butt. That's not what I meant to do. And after that, I'm going to have Brandon go in for a super duper passionate kiss just to kind of wrap up the night. And it looks like Opal reached level 2 of the romance skill and she can now give her significant other a box of chocolates. Ooh, God, look at them. I am so tempted to have her go back to Brandon's place, but it is super late, so I'm not going to do that. And look at that. We are discovering so many things about ourselves. We learned that we are, I guess, a love bug. So yeah, sure, we'll embrace the change. See, she's not a love bug, though. He is making her soft in the best way possible, and I freaking love it. Brandon is literally on cloud 9 right now. The first thing that he did is run into the house and grab Orange and just kind of like just love all on him and stuff. He's so freaking excited with the way things are going between him and Opal. But of course, there's that tiny little shred of self-doubt making him feel anxious about getting close to somebody again. Anyways, I'm gonna have him go and get into his pajamas. We do have to go to work in 2 hours. We may as well call out. I'm a little scared though, because we called out today for Spooky Day. And if we call out again, especially claiming we're sick, we could potentially get fired. I don't even think we can. Oh my God. Oh my God. They're not gonna allow us to call in. What are we gonna do? What are we freaking gonna do? How many rewards do I have? 550. All right, so I guess I could just get like an energized potion and that should give me just enough energy to be able to make it through the day. And it's fine. We do need to earn some money. And oh, what's this? Oh my God. Okay, we won't talk about that. But let me see. Where's that potion really quick? Let's just go in and drink that. And also, I really want him to post a social bunny about today. Like, I think that would be really cool. And, you know, just post a little picture or something laughing because he's excited and he kind of wants to celebrate in that a little bit. So what else do you need? Didn't the energize? Oh my God, I did not. I feel like I do this all the time. And why is he busting out a dumbbell right now? Like, oh my God, he's doing the gym pose. He can actually work out with this, but I don't know why he decided to do the pose instead. Anyway, let me go and have him use the restroom. I guess we can brush his teeth. That sucks. I should have gotten like the moodlet. When is it? The sleep replacement? I always get those confused. You know what? I'll let myself slide just this once because we have to make sure that we make it to work. And I'm probably going to end up saving this apple nectar for like another time. Actually, I could probably age this, right? If I put it in one of those like wine cellar things, I'm not going to worry about it. I mean, it's Brandon that we're talking about after all. Like, he is definitely not the wine connoisseur. So yeah, let's just hop on to Social Bunny really quick. It's been a really long time since Brandon has used Social Bunny for many reasons. In fact, he has like no followers, which I think is kind of strange, but we're going to start a new post and we're going to tag a sim. Obviously, we are going to tag Miss Opal Ashwood and we're going to make it flirty. It's showing here that it's going to be a flirty message, but hopefully it means a flirty post. So let's just continue and see what happens. Casting steamy looks across the room anytime I see Opal. I need to get my flirt on. That kind of sounds like something you would say to yourself, not necessarily something you'd post on social media, but hey, let's just pretend, hypothetically speaking, he was talking about tonight, the great date, the wonderful time he had. Now, I'm a little nosy, so I want to go through his friends list really quick. This is kind of interesting. So obviously Opal is a friend of ours. We also have our ex on here, which I definitely feel is a little alarming. Is it? Let me know if I'm overthinking it, especially because of like how it ended. I'm kind of curious as to why she's even still on here. Then we have his parents, Alberto and Virginia, and then Kian. I'm not sure who the hell Kian is, but hi, how are you? Just as I suspected, she's asleep, as she should be. Yesterday was such a busy day. She'll probably be sleeping until noon. I do have some good news, however. Her old boss called her this morning and let her know that she could get her job back. So we are starting exactly where we left off, making $54 an hour as a gravekeeper. Of course, there are a few other things that we need to do, like have deep conversations and I guess increase our fitness skill, which we could totally do. But other than that, I think we're pretty good. We have level 2 of the gardening skill. Anyways, you guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this episode here. I know it was definitely on the shorter side, but a lot happened and I absolutely am dying to hear your feedback over it. So with that said, I hope you all enjoyed this episode. And if you did, you know what to do, boo. Don't forget to go ahead and comment, rate, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below where the sun does not shine. And I will see you all next time.